Hey, I'm Brian, and these are the Anker Soundcore Liberty Air 2 Pro. That's definitely a mouthful of a name. And they did include a lot of features that a lot of people want in wireless earbuds. But what I think is the most important question with these earbuds is whether they actually do enough to stand out amongst the sea of wireless earbuds that there are right now, or if they just do too much but nothing right. Let's maybe start with the case. I think that this case is pretty nice in terms of its size. You can fit it into your pocket very well. And I also really like the soft touch material, which feels pretty premium. There's also this sliding mechanism, which is pretty novel for wireless earbuds. Most have a case that flips open, but I actually think that this is pretty satisfying and easy to do with one hand. The earbuds themselves, they fit in your ear pretty well. They also come with a ton of ear tips, which is really nice, so you can really get the perfect fit for your ear. And I also think that they seal pretty well in the ear. Of course, you have this stem that you know from the AirPods, which is a pretty standard design for wireless earbuds these days. But I think it actually is pretty well designed and looks pretty nice. It's not too offensive. Also, in the case, the earbuds get a battery life of about 21 hours is what Soundcore says. But I don't really think that that's realistic because I only got maybe about 15 hours with the case, and the earbuds by themselves also only last about maybe 4 hours for me, whereas Soundcore advertises around 6. So I think that the battery life really isn't as great as you would think from just reading the numbers. That's a bit of a bummer. But fortunately they do charge wirelessly. This case does have wireless charging on the bottom, and you can even charge them on Apple's MagSafe charger, which is pretty nice because on most wireless earbuds the coil isn't actually large enough to charge on that pad, but here it is, and that works pretty nicely. You also have a USB Type-C port on the back, so you can also charge it with a cable that way. The case also has like 3 LEDs on the front, which show you the charge of the headphones, which is pretty nice, especially because the battery depletes faster than you might think. In terms of sound quality, they are not really that special. Of course, they're a lot better than your run-of-the-mill €50 wireless earphones that you can basically grab in the bins at any store right now. But while they do have a pretty full sound and actually pretty good bass, I wouldn't describe it as anything that will blow you away. Now, when it comes to the active noise cancelling, that's probably the most important feature of these headphones, because at €130, they're pretty cheap for active noise cancelling earbuds still. Most of them are around €200. And of course, as you can probably guess, that also means that the active noise cancelling isn't really as good as those more expensive options, but I think that it actually gets a lot closer than I would have thought initially. Especially in the city, it does a really good job at blocking out background noise, so from cars, for example, or anything that would make noise in a city. But I think that on planes or anything that makes more monotonous sounds, they actually don't do that good of a job, which is quite interesting because that's normally what noise cancelling is particularly good at. But when you're out and about, they definitely do a pretty good job of blocking out the outside noise so you can concentrate on whatever you need to do. And when you're listening to music, then this not quite that great noise cancelling with monotonous sounds also doesn't become as big of a problem anymore because you have the music that kind of works against that a little bit. So once you listen to music, the noise cancelling on here is really pretty good. What I don't like about it though is that there's quite a pronounced background hiss. This also goes for the ambient mode that makes the ambient sounds around you louder, so you can, for example, talk to a person with these headphones in your ears. That actually does work pretty well, and it does amplify outside sounds quite well and makes them louder so you can hear stuff. But it also introduces this quite loud background hiss that I think makes the whole experience feel less high quality than it could. Another thing is that the controls on the earbuds aren't really that great. They have touch controls, and you can long press either earbud to enable or disable active noise cancellation, and you can also double tap to play pause or go to the next song, but that's the only thing you can do. There are no swipes for volume controls, no single taps, no triple taps, and I think these two different things that you can do, long tapping and double pressing, are really not that big of an assortment of controls, so you can't really do a whole lot and need to pull out your phone for a lot of things, which I don't think is managed that well. These also don't have the best water resistance rating. They only come with IPX4 and not even IPX5 or IPX7, as some other earbuds do. So while you can work out with these and shouldn't be worried about sweat getting on them, you definitely can't shower with them, which some other earbuds allow you to do. Overall, I would say these are not a bad pickup for €130, But I would say that there is definitely still a place for more expensive earbuds like the AirPods Pro that come in at 200 or 250 euros, because the noise cancelling and the sound quality of these really isn't up to that standard. What I think is a fair question to ask is if Soundcore wouldn't have been better off at really getting the basics right, like sound quality, ANC and that kind of stuff, instead of focusing so much on things like wireless charging or including so many ear tips. They do a lot of things, but they don't really excel at one thing. That might make them harder to stand out amongst how many earbuds there are today, but I actually think that it makes them a good overall package, a well-rounded package for the price, especially if you can get them at a bit of a discount, because Soundcore often offers these for around 99 instead of the standard 130 euro price point. Quickly before I go, I also want to say that yes, Soundcore did send them to me, but of course, as you can maybe guess from what I said in this video, they of course had no say in any of my opinions, and all of what I said in this video is still completely my own opinion. But still, thanks to Soundcore for sending these over. Yeah, but that's basically it. If you enjoyed this video, you know which buttons to press. Don't forget to press that follow button on Twitter, and don't forget your mask when you leave the house. I'm Brian, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.